Hey everyone, welcome to this late episode. In this episode, we can talk about how to make those form together to formalize a better looking for a data entry process. In previous episode, we have talked about how to build up those forms. You can see we have 4 different forms. It's in the place ready for you to jump in and enter in the data. And we're actually exploring the relationship between multiple tables. So when you enter an order, you actually have the ability to enter the order line as well. We also make a combo box so you can pick something from related field. So we have those kind of gray area to make it more locked. So the more limitation you put on the data entry process, you will have a better result in terms of data quality. So that's what we try to control. So before we jump into I'm going to do some aesthetic changes. So the first thing that in my leisure time, I just realized there's a better way to have this control. So first you can see there's a select bar over here. So it's not looking that good because when we flip through this one page, it's just one record. So we can go into the design view. On the right hand pane, you just open the property sheet. You can actually see there's a record. If we turn it off, going back to the form view, you can see that's gone, right? So this is looking good. Another thing I won't change is by going to the layout view, select this whole thing. We can change the format to, the arrange to a narrow form. This way you have better visibility of the whole thing. Another thing, you can see the first name occupy almost 2 different rows. So we just copy this part. We're going to select the whole thing over here and we make that height same as previous one. Now it's looking better. The last thing I want to change is we know that the customer ID is the primary key for the customer table. So you wouldn't expect the staff to get in to change this value. So it's better to make this locked. So in the last episode, what we do is we're going to here to make it locked. But actually you can make this say no. This way it's grayed out automatically. And if we go into the form view, you can see jump through even is not selectable. So this is better performance, right? Okay. One thing I want to check is when you try to enter a new record, there's nothing. If I say task, it'll assign number to that, which is good. So I just jumped out of this process by press the exit key. So the cosmetic change of the customer has been done, but there's one more thing that I want to make it better is for this as a customer, you already have this customer header over the top. So you probably don't need this customer. We're just going to layout view, choose this section. We can just remove this part and then we save and close that. Now we come to the product table. We do the same trick. The first thing in the design view, we're going to make sure we select this view and go to the format. There's I think is the record selector. We make it no, right? No, we're going to make this as a narrow. Go into narrow section. We'll make sure this is the same height. So this is 0.607. Say now it's looking good. Can make this narrower because you don't need that much length to maintain this product. Okay, this is all done. We just make this narrow again. Okay, it's because this one is limiting the width. Okay. Once this has been done, just remove this whole part. Okay, it's looking good. Close that and save it. To the order, we do the same thing. Design view, go into the record selectors, choose no, and make this as arrange, say narrow. Everything is fine except this one. I don't want to make this gray. You can select this whole thing. Remember last time we make this background is we choose automatic this time, and this part, also this part. For the data pad, I'm going to say no, and for this part is locked yes. We can just enable that. Okay, this is all good. And then we go into the layout view. We remove the header. Now it's looking good. I'm going to close this and save. Now we come to the order item table. For this one, the record selector is actually making sense, but we can make arrangement even better by choosing this narrow is already narrow. That's fine, but we're going to go into the design view. You can see there's a border, so I'm just moving this up, this one up. Okay. Looking all good. We can go into the form view, layout view, form view. Okay, So I don't like this alternative lines, so you can go into layout view. I do believe is this one. You say alternative rows. Actually automatic, I just make it white. It'll be like this way. So we save and close. Now we open each form to have a final check. So first we make sure the one that is not supposed to change, we have grayed out that, which is making sense. For this part, we make that, okay, we need to make change of the order item. So why? Because I don't like this gray area. Choose this one. We make the background as automatic, right? We make sure it is not locked. Now I'm gonna lock these two things. I'm gonna say not enable. This part to this part not enable, because they're dependencies. So those values are depending on this product ID when you choose. So you only need to choose product ID and the key in your quantity order, right? So making sense. Save that. Okay, this is the order, we close that. For the product, we need to make this one as well. This field, we're gonna make this not enabled, so people cannot change that. And this part, yeah, you can do something alignment, because we know that the number gonna align to the right hand side, right? In that way, in our order form, this part is aligned to right hand side, so totally fine. Now we have done all the changes, so we're gonna create new blank form. In the blank form, we first adjust the record selector as well. We're going to the format properties, make sure this is format record selector, make sure it is no. Then we go into the form view. We can save this for now. We say home page. So what do we do with this home page? You actually drag those forms into this form. You can easily done that by going to layout. If I say I'm going to drag the customer, right, it's going to be like this way. But in the customer, do you really need this one? You probably do not need. So we can actually remove this part. Now we come to arrange it. So we can make this scenario, this one a little bit up, this one to the far left hand side. So now this table is looking good. We're gonna arrange this to the very top. This part, we'll just make it even better. Okay, so this is the customer. Now we come to the home order. So our product, we drag this product in, we'll adjust the width. If we can align them together, that would be great. Okay, for this part, I move this to the top. Okay, this part, I get just to make them the same width. Okay, this one I drag a little bit out. Okay, I move this part up. Okay, I'll make sure the scroll bar is disappeared, so it's looking good. Okay, this bar has been done. We just move this a little bit down. That's fine. Now we come to the order. So order is going to occupy a lot of space, which is making sense because order is the majority reason people get into that and place an order, right? We can actually make this a little bit narrower by moving this way. The same thing, move this to the top. Just use a keyboard. You can achieve that easily. We can move this a little bit up. Now we come to this order page, but the order page, you can actually merge these two together. So we're going to the merge. Now you can move this down a little bit in case you have multiple lines, right? So you can see as we do a little bit change to the thing, the home page is actually looking like a data entry page is a collection of different forms. We actually only include 3 forms. So with order form, customer form, and also the product form, right? So we say we're gonna insert above. Once we have this, you can have this as a placeholder. You can place some text inside that. So you can not add a button, we can add a text box. This one we can type in, say customer. That's fine. Say customer, drag this a little bit up. This part, we're gonna go into the range, choose that. Okay, insert above. This one we're gonna type in. This will be the product. And make this 3 cells, make the text a little bit bold, and increase that by 2. Okay, now we have done this. Let's just make this more beautiful. Say align to the middle, because we know it's a primary key. This one. Primary key. And okay, we have done the static change to that. So this is the main page that we have for the dashboard, for the home page. So when people jump into that, they know there's different zones of that. For example, they can maintain the customer information by just going here. They can flip through different records, add new records, jump to the last one, jump to the first one, make changes, right? Other than that, they can also maintain the product information by going here, type a product code, it will automatically assign product ID to that, so they can change the name, setting up a selling price, purchase price, right? Not only to that two parts, we only got the visibility to entering order information. For example, right now we have 3 orders. For this particular order 11, I got 2 order items, so that's what that means. So you can either enter a new order line item, which will jump to here, you can pick. Okay, there's one thing that I need to change. Is going to I think the design view. Yes, the design view, this part I need to change because there's no header, if you notice that. So there's a header, we just make it this. Yes, we're gonna save that, jump back to form page. Now you choose that, so they can add an order online item. So which kind of product they want to add, they can do that. From here they can choose a different customers, so they can flip through that. So let's just pretend we're gonna add a new order. So in new order, first we need to pick an order date. So the order date will be, like, just say a future order, and this time gonna be the Fiona. And then she's interesting about sunglasses at 100 quantities. She also wants to know what about a watch. The watch may be a good choice for the Christmas, right? So you pick the watch. Once we have done that, you can see entry has been saved. So there's no save button, it's already there in the place. So if you jump through to, say, the 3rd record, jump back to this order, you can see everything has been properly populated. And in the back end, if we check the customer, the Fiona, you can see she got an order, which is over here. And if we expand that, you can see order 2 line items, product ID 6 and 9, they have quantity 150. So that's the way we're using a home page as a collection repository of your different forms to have that ready. We can also have different options which will have button enable that. We can do a little bit exploration by only here. So instead of having the customer over here, we can actually go into the layout view. What we do is we're gonna remove this part. We're gonna remove this form. We're gonna remove the product as well. What we're gonna do is we're gonna design a button over here to maintain the customer. For example, I just want this to over here, right? So I'm gonna probably, wait a second, I don't need this 2 part. You can remove that. I'm gonna make this a little bit narrower, right? Then I can make this longer. So let's just say we have 2 buttons. The button is over here, so this one is, the height is this much. I'm gonna have this at the same height. This part is because it's too long, we just move it a little bit up. Now you can have everything in one page. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 buttons over here. So let me just go into here, button. You can insert a button. In the button, we can say this button gonna be designed to open a form. So form operation, we're gonna open a form. Remember, this is the customer. So we're gonna open the customer form next. We're gonna say open show all record. That's fine. We're gonna use a text saying customer. I'm going to next, finish. Once we have this, we can delete this one. We can drag this down and we delete this row. Okay, so this is the customer. Now we're going to the form view. If I click this button, it will open the form. But this is not good enough because you will jump into a new form. So what I want to do, when I click this button, there will be a layout new form being open. So what you can do is I can go into layout view, click here, make sure you select this button, go into the event. Actually, there's a macro behind this click, so that's why you can open a new form. We click the 3 dots. The window mode is normal, that's where it is. So we choose a dialog. We save and close. Now this time we're going to form view. If you click that, a little window pop up say you can maintain information, jump through different records, which is making sense. That's why we remove the header, because you already have this header over the top, right? We do the same thing for the product. So what we're going to do, go into layout view, you can remove this, select here, we're gonna add this button. This time we open a different form. We're gonna open the product form. We show new records, we say product, then we go next, finish. Then we're going to the 3 dots, make sure this choose as a dialog, and then we save and close. We jump back to the form view. Now your product has been opened. Pretty good. So that's the functionality I want to introduce. So on this homepage, you can even design a button for the order, but it doesn't matter because this is just to maintain places. So I won't have that. So you can have different arrangements. Say this is going to be over the top, it's going to be over the side, right? You can have all. I think you can divide this, split it, right? Split. That's what I'm on do, split. Okay, once you split, you can draw this back, right? So this is more like a page that for you to have everything ready. So if you close that, we save it, just open the home page. Okay, in the home page, we can maintain customer information, maintain product information, and also you got a chance to enter an order for the customer. So that's everything for today's episode. Next episode, we're going to introduce the SQL, how to use SQL query language, and also we're going to explore the query is actually the equivalent of the SQL. So how to use that to get information out of the database management system from Microsoft Access. Okay, see you guys in the next one.